In the news now, classroom controversy. Several books and a poem pulled from the elementary student section of a media center. 7's Tavares Jones is live in Miami with more on this. Tavares?
Yeah, Ethan, Florida has certainly been the epicenter of controversy surrounding education. This latest headline right here in Miami-Dade County, where a parent's recent complaint has now moved that poem and several book titles to a different section of a school's library.
We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one.
The Hill We Climb, the critically acclaimed poem by Amanda Gorman, recited at the inauguration of President Biden, now at the center of a book battle at a Miami-Dade County public school.
It's about indoctrination, CRT, and gender ideology.
Daly Salinas, a parent of a student at the Bob Graham Education Center in Miami Lakes, says those were her concerns when she filed several complaints related to 5 books in the school's library that serve students kindergarten through 8th grade.
I don't see anything that supports the curriculum, and that's my point.
In her complaint against the Hill We Climb, she writes, quote, "It is not educational and have indirectly hate messages." She also indicated the materials is used to cause confusion and indoctrinate students. After a school committee review of 5 of the books, including the ABCs of Black History, Cuban Kids, Countries in the News Cuba, and Love to Langston, 4 of those were moved to the middle school area of the library, away from elementary students, including the Hill We Climb.
We've braved the belly of the beast.
Miami-Dade School Board member Robert Alonzo of District 4, which represents the school, says he's confident in the process, and the committee's decision is based on the vocabulary of the reading materials.
Teachers, media specialists, counselors, and administration come together to review the content of the book and really focus on the vocabulary level of it, which is really what we're discussing at this situation.
The poet who wrote the poem responding to the news on social media saying, quote, "I am gutted." She writes, "I wrote The Hill We Climb so that all young people could see themselves in a historical moment. Robbing children of the chance to find their voices in literature is a violation of their right to free thought and free speech." Miami-Dade schools posting to Twitter late Tuesday making it clear that the poem and books are not banned, saying, quote, "In order to ensure accurate information, Miami-Dade County Public Schools is compelled to clarify that the book titled The Hill We Climb by Amanda Gorman was never banned or removed from our schools. The book is available in the media center as part of the middle grades collection." This parent insists she is just trying to protect her children.
So I'm not here to ban any books or to pull it away, books from school. I just want the kids receive the right information.
And when it comes to the claims of so-called indoctrination by the reading materials, Alonzo says that is not the case here.
Look, every parent has their opinion to have their voice and to share their views on things. In this case, there was no indoctrination going on in any of those books. Those books did not have any language to that tone.
Meanwhile, Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava also taking to social media, inviting the poet to Miami-Dade.
We would love to have Amanda Gorman come to Miami-Dade and speak to the larger community because her voice is very important.
Now back on her live, it's unclear if the poet has accepted the mayor's request. However, we can tell you Amanda Gorman is the youngest poet to ever recite a poem at an inauguration. She's now joining forces with her publishing company and PEN America in a federal lawsuit to stand up against book bans and restrictions like the ones we're seeing here. We're live this noon in Miami. I'm Tavares Jones, 7 News.